What's up, everyone? Welcome to the True Blue Podcast. I'm your host, Zachary Sicardi. It is May 4th, 2023. You may have noticed I have a new intro song. It's from Overwhelm. The song is called Crave. They're a band here from Albuquerque. They're excellent. They are excellent. They're like a shoegaze, punk, hardcore vibe. Really, really excellent, though. I got to catch them on the 29th, day after my birthday. They were great. And that song's great. Check them out. Overwhelm. You'll find them on everywhere that you can find people. And there's like a little line or something over the O in Overwhelm, so you'll know that's them. They're from Albuquerque. Shout out to my homegirl Sonia. She plays drums. Excellent. They're excellent. It's fascinating how like shoegaze and hardcore kind of are like, you know, there's like those sort of hybrid bands that play that style. Just kind of cool how like hardcore music has like just more subgenres to it, which I think is awesome. It's been a minute since I've done a podcast. I got some new recording equipment. I got myself an iPad, a new microphone, a boom stand, a fucking interface. I bought a fucking Butterfinger candy bar. You know what I'm saying? So it took me a minute to get everything rolling. You know what I'm saying? So still, you know, kind of working some kinks out. You know what I mean? So just grateful to be here, be podcasting again. You know, I'll be doing it on the weekly. You know what I'm saying? I got some stickers made, so keep an eye out. Your local fucking dive bar bathroom fucking wall. Look out for my shit, okay? True Blue. But yeah, May 4th, I guess it's some fucking Star Wars thing. That's cool. My older brother loves Star Wars. I think all my brothers do, but my older brother especially. I remember as a kid, he had all the old school Star Wars toys. And they trumped all of my fucking He-Mans, Ninja Turtles. Like, they were just so fucking cool. But I couldn't play with them. No deal. Which I don't blame him. I mean, I'm a kid. I'm 10 years younger. I probably fucked it up. But still. But that's cool. I mean, I like themes. Even though I'm not a Star Wars guy, I like themes. And I think it's cool that May the 4th is the Star Wars thing. Why the fuck not? You know what I'm saying? Why the fuck not? I'm going to take a swig of water here. Trying to stay hydrated, you know what I mean? Trying to stay hydrated. All right, well, let's get into since we last spoke. All right, so it's been a couple things. Let's see here. Shout out to my homegirl Theoni. She's going to be sending me a bunch of books. I'm excited. I've been on this reading kick the last 6 months. I'm just dominating the reading world. There's more to life than books, you know, but not much more. Not much more. It's a good Smith song. Yeah, but I'll be donating some soon to the Corrales Library. It's like 5 minutes from my house. It's a dope-ass fucking library. Because, I mean, I keep most of my records, CDs, tapes, and shit. Books, though, I can pay it forward. I can pass it on. And it feels good not to be connected or attached to all forms of media. And I could do it somewhat with my music, but not a lot. Because, I mean, I guess you'd say I collect, but I hate kind of going down this road of collecting because I listen to everything. I have a couple things maybe I've not opened, but that's just because I just haven't gotten around to it. But I ain't collecting them. I'm listening to that shit. So it was 420 a couple weeks ago. This was the first 420 in 20 years that I didn't smoke marijuana. I haven't smoked weed in 9 months. I'm not saying I'm better than you or anything like that or worse or any of that bullshit. I'm just telling it like it is. And, I feel better. I do. I'm more clear. I have goals. I'm not stagnant. My dreams are vivid as fuck, man. Fucking A, bruh. But yeah, like I said, with the Star Wars thing, I love themes. So 420, that's cool. I got a playlist and shit. I'd smoke tons of weed, of course. And there's movies. You can even get down to rocking like certain gear. Sometimes they have shows and shit for fucking 420. And I still played my 420 playlist. I played my Sublime. I made a top 20 of Sublime like 2 years ago at this point. And then I made a playlist called Corleone Smoke the Bone, which is a reference from The Godfather. And then it's a Wu-Tang lyric. But yeah, I mean, I still dig it. But yeah, it was just kind of diff. And I really didn't celebrate 420 like until maybe like 10 years ago. And when I say celebrate, again, I just mean smoke weed and be kind of aware that it's that day. Like I didn't take off of work or fucking smoke at 4:20 p.m. a.m. any of that bullshit. But yeah, this was diff. But right on. God bless it. I'm grateful. I notice on social media, I'll be clicking through my Instagram, and there's so many fucking violent videos that just pop up. People be fucking each other up, and I'm not about it. It's fascinating to a certain extent, but I am not about it. Don't be showing me that shit. Show me like a fucking baby chick hanging out with a kitten. Show me that shit. Show me some fucking foul ball, and some old fucker hands it to a little kid. Show me that shit. You know what I mean? I don't want to see people fucking fighting and shit. Fucking bullshit, man. And it's all over. Like, you see some heinous ass shit. And I know there's fucking ways to get rid of it, to filter it out, to say, I don't want to see this shit, but it just seems to be so readily available. It's kind of fucking scary. So I was at the gym recently, and they played terrible music there, but there was some song, I forget the name of it, even though I, like, looked it up, and it was, I think it's called, like, Hoodie Song, or at least that's how I'm going to call it, and it talked about this guy who, like, left his hoodie at his ex-girlfriend's house or something, and, like, left his iPhone charger or some shit, and it kind of talked about, like, how, he left it there, and I guess it's not his anymore, or he misses his fucking hoodie, and I've had that. One of my ex-girlfriends has this Strife hoodie, which is a hardcore band from fucking California, and I'm so, I've honestly, over the years, I thought I should hit her up just to be like, look, I'll Venmo you, I mean, it didn't end on bad terms, but, you just move on. But that fucking hoodie, and I have a picture of her, her wearing it, so I may be like, yo, this hoodie's fucking so dope. Fuck, man. Fuck. But I thought that was a cool song. Because, I mean, it's a real life experience. When you're dating someone, they wear your clothes. And it's kind of a cool thing. I know I've always liked it. It's kind of like a she's mine kind of thing, which is cool. She's mine. She got dope ass style because that'd be my hoodie. You know what I'm saying? All right. Next thing. If you have Instagram and you share a story, okay, and you share another story, you'll see a little line that like, and it kind of separates to know when the next story is. If you have more than 4 or 5 of those fuckers, I'm not fucking watching it. I'm not clicking through it. No one needs to see fucking 27 fucking little stories of your fucking day, or your horoscope, or your playlist, or what the fuck you had for breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, like less is more. Come on, ease up with the G's up. Like, let us, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need to see 27 fucking little stories. Like, ease up. Gosh. I mean, if you're selling something, okay. If it's marketing, okay, I guess. But I see some of these people, and they're cool people. Like, I ain't trying to hold this against them. But I click on it, and I see, I'm like, nope, I ain't going through it all. I don't care if I'm taking a fucking 5-hour shit. I'm not looking through it all. I'll fucking read the back of the Glade fucking shit. Which, let me make a comment. Before cell phones, and you would read the back of, like, the shit, like the Glade, like, spray, that shit's all in New Jersey. It's like Parsippany, New Jersey. Next time, if you're going to do this, instead of looking at your phone, look at the like, Glade smell, the air freshener. That shit's always coming from New Jersey. Just want to let you know. So ease up with all those fucking stories, okay? So you ever wonder, like, you take a multiple choice and you see it says all the above. Was that always the case in, like, standardized testing, or did that come, like, later on? Because, like, when you see all the above, I don't know about you, but I'm just like, fuck it. It's got to be all the above. All the above. And then they flipped it and put none of the above. That stuff. That is tough. But I've always wondered about all the above. All the above. Like you go to those places that make sandwiches and they have like all their like garnish and shit, and you're like, give me the works or whatever. All the above. So I went to Hot Topic recently in the mall. Shout out to Hot Topic. I went to Hot Topic when I was a kid in 97, 98. And they had all these dope-ass hardcore punk rock compilations. I remember my mom would give me like $10. I'd spend $5 on like junior hamburgers from Wendy's. Spend the other $5 on a hardcore punk rock compilation. It's a win-win. Hot Topic is still to this day, has some dope-ass motherfucking T-shirts. They cannot be denied. Their T-shirt game has been fucking on fire for 20 fucking years, 25 years, whatever the fuck it's been. Seriously. I had to hold back from fucking buying because I have like 1,000 fucking shirts. How I bitched about those Instagram stories, that's me with fucking T-shirts. I really do. I have like tons. I have so many, I have them like air sealed. I have like probably 10 air sealed bags full of dope ass T-shirts from all sizes. So, but yeah, they got some nice shirts at fucking Hot Topic. Still, they are representing. They really are fucking representing. And next time I go, it may not be so easy for me to just say nah. How about nah? Oh, I also went to Spencer's Gifts, and I know Spencer's has always been kind of like risque. But they had shirts about eating ass and like, mom, like I fuck hot moms. I think they even had one about like hot dads and shit. Whatever. That's cool. And I've seen a couple guys at my gym who have like, the I love MILFs or whatever. And, right on. It makes me laugh. And who doesn't love MILFs? I mean, let's just be real. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Spencer's has got some raunchy ass shit. Next thing I want to mention, I watched the Devils game on Monday, and I was on the phone with my mom, and she turned it on. I'm here in New Mexico. She's in New Jersey. I had a delayed broadcast, so she would see them score first, and she'd be like, Zach, they just scored again. And I'd be kind of like, normally I'd be like, don't fucking tell me, but it's my mom, and it's sweet. And it was so fucking awesome, because my mom and I, when I was a kid, I used to watch hockey with her. We went to a couple hockey games. My mom loves sports. And when the Devils won their first cup in 95, my mom and I watched the entire playoff series. So fucking awesome. So to be on the phone with my mom, me watching it here, her watching it there, and then being able to comment on it is so awesome. Like, I'm so fucking blessed. So blessed. I fucking love my mom. And a quick little side note, I have this app on my phone that can record conversations, and I record all my mom's conversations. Because I love her. And I want to preserve her. And we have some great conversations. We really do. And if you have a mom, a dad, an aunt, an uncle, anyone who you love and is older, get this fucking app. Call them on the phone. Record your conversations. You'll fucking thank me. You'll fucking thank me. Last thing I want to mention, since we last spoke, I've been meditating in my backyard at night, and it's amazing. Fucking amazing. It's so fucking peaceful back there. It's so peaceful. I see all the city. I see the Sandia Mountains. It's amazing. I fucking love it. I fucking love it. And it's like that time of year where it's cool at night. Kind of can get hot around the 11 to 5 p.m. hours. But at night, it's so beautiful. And it's a fucking full moon tomorrow. So it's almost there tonight. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go meditate after this. And I can't wait. I'm using the Calm app. CALM. Calm app. And I'm doing this meditation. It's a daily one called Radical Self-Care. It's fucking awesome. I'm so grateful to incorporate meditation into my self-care practice. Check out the Calm app. It's great. I originally got it for my ex-girlfriend as a gift, and I thought, let me get it for myself. Let me check this shit out. And it's awesome. And you know what? I feel good using it. I could be on Instagram watching people fight, getting mad, getting annoyed at people posting 5,000 stories. Or I could be on the Calm app trying to meditate, trying to connect with something greater. All right, well, let's get on to the self-care tip of the week here. So we have from Instaham, My Mental Health Space. This is a great fucking page. I strongly suggest following it. I get a lot of my content from this. So this is the topic today for self-care is why is it so important to share our struggles? Why it is so important to share our struggles. So there's a couple bullet points. I'm going to read through them and make some comments. You know the deal. First one is we heal through connections. We heal through connectedness. Amen. We are all the same. There's like a collective unconscious. We're all the same vibration. We're all God's children. We heal, literally, we heal through that connectedness. We need each other. You can't do it alone. You cannot fucking do it alone. You got to reach out. You got to listen. You got to share. You got to be vulnerable. You gots to. We heal through connectedness. And that's the first thing on why it is so important to share our struggles. Next thing is we realize that others also struggle. Big time. Here's a small example. Back in the day, I used to be on antidepressants. And I think it was very sort of taboo. And I'd be really self-conscious about it. And then I'd be at work and someone would say, oh yeah, I take Prozac or I take whatever. And I'd be thinking, wow, they just said it out loud like that. Holy shit. I can do that too. And then to realize, hey, other people are just, needing some help. And they're not, they're not shy about it. Why should you be? It takes strength to be gentle and kind and vulnerable. So I love that one. We realize that others also struggle. Everyone struggles. These rich fucking people, these influencers, these billionaires, we're all human. Strip us down naked, we're all human. We all fucking struggle. Next one is talking helps us to process. Amen. This is what I'm doing right now. I'm talking right now. Okay? I'm talking here. Talk. Express. Use your fucking voice. You don't have to do a podcast. You can call your mom on the phone. You can call your friend. If you do 12-step, you can reach out to someone in your 12-step. Just reach out. And try this. Reach out. Ask someone how they're doing, and then put it on mute. So that way you're not interrupting. And let them talk. And then when it's your turn to talk, you'll talk. Talking helps us process. The next thing on why it is so important to share our struggles, we break the stigma. Amen. Back in the day, boomers or whatever, like my mom, her generation, they're master repressors. Just bury that shit. Bury that shit. Bury it deep the fuck down. But check this out. It's bullshit. Break the stigma. Just like if you got a shit, right? And you just hold it in and you don't tell anybody, you're going to shit yourself and it's going to be terrible. You're going to be in such pain. Now imagine that, but with an emotion. And you keep that shit in. You keep it in, you keep it in, you keep it in. Before you know it, you're going to be shitting yourself. You're going to be in fucking pain. And it's bullshit. Tell somebody. There's even hotlines out there. They're free. So if you don't got nobody, utilize that. There's a great prayer I heard someone say years ago. And it's simply saying, I pray for those who don't have anyone to pray for them. And I've adopted that prayer. You pray for those who don't have anyone to pray for them. It's beautiful. Break the stigma. Next thing is, we develop self-acceptance. That's pretty amazing. We can accept other people's struggles. Sometimes it's tough to develop self-acceptance, to accept your own self. That's why it is so important to share our struggles. You realize, hey, I'm no different than fucking my neighbors or anyone else, you know what I'm saying? So, let's see here. Next one is we find support. They're out there. I just mentioned 12-step. They're out there. There's people who fucking care. People, coworkers, your friends. I care. Reach out to me. True Blue Podcast on Instagram. And if you have 1,000 motherfucking stories, I won't even judge you. I care. Reach out to your boy. And if you don't feel comfortable reaching out to me, there's all kinds of people. You can go to church. You can go to mountains. You can tell your pet. Just express it. Get it off your fucking chest. Why it is so important to share our struggles. The next here is we realize we are not alone. Because to be alone sucks. Fucking sucks. It's a shitty feeling. To know that you're not alone is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Next on the list is our journeys may become a survival guide for others. Amen. Sometimes you wonder, why am I going through this? Why am I going through this? Why me? You know what? You're doing it to be there for other people. It's like you have a utility belt, right? And before you know it, your belt's full. Someone comes to you with no belt, or they just have like a screwdriver and they're asking you for something. You go, yep, I got it. It's like you kind of build these badges, like almost like a Boy Scout. You have all these badges on your sash. And you're like, I am equipped to embrace and to endure and to share and to express. It's an amazing thing. Early in my life, I've had like a lot of deaths, let's say, right? My dad, friends, I had some tragedies and stuff. I'm not trying to, say anything, but I just did. And then when I got into high school, a lot of my friends started experiencing these things, and I felt equipped to be there for them. And at the time when it happened, it was pretty heartbreaking for some of those experiences. And you just think, man, God, you're just making me. God is like using us with these hardships, and not just hardships. Obviously, all the wonderful blessings, but He's using us to help each other. I mean, share your trauma, share your fucking experience. It's turn it into something positive. Why it is so important to share our struggles. We don't bottle things up. Like I said earlier with the shit analogy. Don't bottle it up. It's just going to come out. It's going to bleed at some point. And it's going to bleed on an innocent person. It's going to bleed on a fucking coworker. It's going to bleed on a customer. It's going to bleed on an innocent person. Your dog, your kid. Fucking don't bottle that shit up. And the next point here, we're almost done, is connectedness empowers us. Fuck yeah, it does. When I connect with people, I feel amazing. I fucking feel like the spirit is in me when I connect with people. It's fucking such a, oh gosh, it's like getting high when you connect with somebody. Small example. This has nothing to do with really self-care. I mentioned Hot Topic with their dope shirts. When I see someone wearing a dope shirt, usually a band shirt, sometimes it'll be something other than music, I'll always say, like that shirt, dope shirt. And most times people are like, hell yeah, they give you the pound, you talk a little bit. And I've been on the receiving end of that because I got, like I said, I have like 1,000 shirts. And I've had many, many people say, like that shirt, dope shirt. That's right. I know what's up. And it's awesome. It's a way to connect. I mean, you can wear blank shirts or whatever, but to have some personality, have some flavor, you know what I'm saying? Express yourself. It connects us. Why it is so important to share our struggles, our basic needs for acceptance, to be understood, and to belong are met. You heard that? Basic needs, not wants. And it said basic, like bare fucking minimum needs for acceptance, to be understood, and to belong. I mean, that's pretty beautiful. Last on this list of why it is so important to share our struggles, we connect with our authentic self. There's a lot of phony balonies out there. We all have our own like internal dialogue. We can tell ourselves stories and shit. But I mean, I hate this phrase somewhat, but at the end of the day, you're laying in bed. It's you. You're just sort of raw. You're fucking connecting with your authentic self. All right, well, that's it for the fucking self-care tip. I got this from My Mental Health Space on Instagram. And I hope you enjoyed that. Now let's get on to sharing some poetry. right, so this is a poem I wrote. My friend Lucas, my little brother, we have this group chat where we each give each other topics, and we write poems. And this topic is dream. So I'm going to read you the poem I wrote entitled Carry Me. Donate a dream. Give what you got. Don't listen to me. Just don't stop. Someday you'll know what it's like to want, what it's like to wait. Prepare for surrender before it's too late. Dream a dream. Live your life. Love yourself. Sleep tonight. There you have it. It's from my personal collection there called Carry Me by Zachary Sucardi. All right, let's get on to the fucking True Blue playlist, the song of the week. All right, so this song is by Love Apple. The song is called Guess I Always Knew. It's on their self-titled album. I think this comes from the 60s or 70s, but it was released in like 2010. It's classic funk beat. Like right away, if you're into that funk shit, you're going to love it. Soulful harmonies up the fucking wazoo. It's so good. Scattered piano throughout the entire song, which brings a nice touch. Great, relatable lyrics. The trap kit sounds tight and rusty at the same time. And it's got like a demo lo-fi vibe to it. It's definitely a demo. You can tell it's not like, like too clean. But it's very raw, or I should say, and it's very raw in every sense of the word. Great song, though. Runs about 7 minutes. And through the whole song, it's a male vocal and, it's male and female vocals. And through the song, it's, you hear them singing, Guess I Always Knew. And it's very hypnotic. Very hypnotic. And I love it. When I hear it, I think about relationships. I think about, like, the things that, like, I kind of always knew, but I kind of put up with. Or, like, and I also think of it of, like, I guess I always knew about, like, how, like, you would leave an impression or someone would leave an impression on you. Or, like, the beauty of music is just interpretation. So I'm going to read you these lyrics. Guess I always knew. I thought someday I would forget about you and how we met. But you haunt me night and day, though I try so hard to stay away. Guess I always knew. I see those warm brown eyes that make me feel so alive. When you look into my very soul, it's so hard to be distant or cold. Guess I always knew. No matter what I do or where I turn, the thoughts of you make me yearn. You haunt and tease me. I know I'll never be free of wanting you, of loving you, but this I always knew. Guess I always knew. I'm like a fish that's on a hook. My love for you is like an open book. The more I try to break away, I keep convincing myself to stay. Guess I always knew. You just touch me and I melt. Grooviest touch I ever felt. No matter what you say or what you do, I know I'll always be the one for you. Guess I always knew. I mean, come on now. Come on now. Come on now. I mean, that is just so good. Who doesn't love a good love song? You know what I'm saying? Whether you're in love, you want to be in love, you were in love, you're loving love. I mean, this is great. Guess I always knew. It's like 7 minutes. It's on the True Blue podcast, or pardon me, the True Blue playlist, which you can find on Spotify. My name on Spotify is Donnie, Donny, Pepperoni, like the best pizza topping. Okay, Donnie Pepperoni. You can also find it on my Instagram. If you go into the link in my bio, bam, click on that Folker, and then you'll see it on there. But there you have it. This is session, I believe it's 77. I do want to mention it's the flower moon, full moon. Full moon tomorrow, flower moon. The flower moon. Flowers are beautiful. Full moon. All right, everybody. You have a great week. God bless. Check me out. Eat some pizza. Stay true. Peace.